Okay, so are these big league hitters really that good where they identify pitches and hit them, or are they guessing up there? Did you guess? You said location, right?
I would usually cut the plate in half.
Yeah. I think what most hitters do is they look for a speed or they look for a location. So they'll sit on like off-speed stuff, so they'll be sitting in like the 85 to 88 range, something like that. Or they'll say, I'm going to hit something that starts in, or I'm going to hit something that starts away. The majority of big league hitters don't guess. Only the really, really good ones I found will kind of think along with the pitcher and beat him to the spot that he's trying to go because they recognize sequences or something. But pitching has just gotten so good, and the distribution of the pitch types that pitchers throw has gotten so even that it's really hard to guess anymore. Back in the 2000s, you'd get guys that are like 80% fastball. So you could just sit on a fastball and guess that a fastball is coming, and you were right most of the time. But now pitchers are spinning breaking balls and fastballs about the same, 40% fastball, 50% fastball, something like that. Mm-hmm. So in order to cover all that stuff, you have to pick kind of a game plan against him. So
I'd say most guys that are like coming up and haven't faced enough guys, a majority of what I've heard and what I've kind of seen is guys tend to cut the zone in half and then strictly focus on, all right, they're going to sell out on either breaking ball stuff, like if they see something that's generally off speed, or they'll just sell out for like actually something firm.
Yeah.
And that's generally it. Make it simple. Hitting's hard enough.
Yeah. So there's a couple of different ways you can do that too. You can do it count based. I know some scouting reports are in depth enough to know count based. Like, okay, pay attention to this count. When he gets in a 3-1 count, it's 98% fastball or whatever it might be. And so if the hitter recognizes they're in a 3-1 count, they'll just completely sell out for a fastball.
Yep.
So if there's a really big trend like that, they'll guess. Not really a guess, it's an informed guess based on the numbers. The other way to do it is to pick, for guys that are really tough to hit, it's to pick a starting location and trigger on a starting location. So that might be, if a pitch looks like it's going to be up and in, let's say there's a righty on the mound, I'm a righty in the box, a pitch looks like it's going to be up and in. It's either going to be a fastball up and in or it's going to be a strike breaking ball. Mm-hmm. Whereas if I try to hit something that looks like it's kind of out over the plate for a strike, that might be a chase breaking ball or a fastball that's going to be in a location I don't hit well. So that's what they'll kind of, it's like the tunneling concept, but reversed for hitters, where they pick like an initial trajectory to trigger their swing on.
And as player development stuff has kind of increased for hitters, a lot of like pregame stuff against the machine, they'll tend to put on the same pitch that they usually have as a mistake. So they basically practice against mistakes, which is still a firm pitch and it's still hard to hit, but at least you understand and you've seen it before.
Yeah, and they started doing BP off a machine before the game with like the pitch metrics of the pitcher that they're going to face that night. So you might see like the pitching machine way off to the side. If you're facing Chris Sale, the pitching machine will be set up 3 feet off the center line, kind of shooting balls crossfire to get an idea of how it's going to approach you and stuff. Eventually in the future, you're going to have a machine out there where you can just type in the pitcher's metrics and it'll automatically change in between pitches, so hitters can just take at bats against the exact stuff they're going to see in BP. We're not quite there yet technology-wise.